What's up, my surfing buddies? I got everything I need to surf out here in the ocean. I got my sweet Magnum PI mustache. And I have got today's watch, the Bulova Surfboard. Is it a good thing for surfing the old waves out here, or is it just a total dumper? It might be, it might not be, but I know I'm enjoying these waves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta do some shark hunting. All right, guys, many apologies for that intro. I was not even intoxicated when I did that, so I'm not sure what happened with that. I did have a lot of coffee, so maybe that was it, but maybe I was just trying to do something that would make your significant other who's walking by go, "What is wrong with that guy?" On my wrist today is going to be the Heimdallr Sea Shepherd. If you haven't checked out my review of this watch, you should do so. I've got it on a strap code rivet style bracelet, which I think looks really good. And here is today's watch. This is going to be the Bulova Surfboard. This is another reissue in Bulova's catalog. They had the Oceanographer, which was a reissue of their diver from the 70s, and this is a reissue of their water sports, I guess you would call it, chronograph. You've got a 40 millimeter case, a thickness of 14.5, 47 mil lug to lug, a 20 mil lug width. This Tropic rubber strap tapers down to about 17.5 at the buckle, so there is a little bit of taper there. So this is going to be the Coke Bezel colorway. There are several colorways of this watch, and an automatic version that's like $2,500, so I think most people are going to skip that one. But yeah, lots of colorways to choose from on this particular watch. I went with this Coke Bezel for some reason. I'll go into that later. So it's an all 316L stainless steel case. Aluminum bezel. The bezel is bi-directional, so you can move it both ways. Boy, I am just getting terrible at this lately. Yeah, but a good amount of resistance there, so I don't think you're going to have this move when you bump it or anything like that. And this is not a dive time bezel. This is going to be something that's called a countdown bezel. So if you'll notice where the 10 marker usually is over here, it's the 50, and the 10 is over on the 50 side. So it's reversed, so you're not timing up, you're kind of counting down with this countdown bezel here. So like the minute hand is over just above the 50 indices there. So if I want to time 20 minutes, I just put the 20 right over that. And then the Lume pip over here, you'll know that that is 20 minutes elapsed. So with this being a chronograph, you could count down and count up with the 60-minute chronograph. So I don't know why you'd ever want to do that. If somebody knows why you would do that, please explain that in the comments. And so having a gander at this case back, it is a screw down case back. You see water resistant 200 meters of water resistance with this chronograph watch. Sapphire crystal, it is stainless steel, a couple of serial numbers there, but a good looking case back. So having a look at the dial, the reason this watch is called the Surfboard, is because the recessed black part of the dial resembles a surfboard if you use your imagination there. But you got a 60-minute counting chronograph at the 9 o'clock position, and at the 3 o'clock is your regular counting seconds. To start the chronograph, you simply push this top button here. And this is going to be a Mecha Quartz. This movement is the 6S21 Miyota movement. It has a 3-year battery life, and the 3-year battery life also includes using the 60-minute chronograph once a day. So once a day you can time 60 minutes and you're not going to lose any of that 3-year battery life. And the accuracy of this movement is going to be plus or minus 20 seconds a month. I don't know if that's good or not. So you'll notice the chronograph hand, the orange hand, zipping around the dial there. It is a bit herky-jerky. I've seen it done better in a Mecha Quartz on some much cheaper watches. So I don't know if something, needs to be looked at with that. Maybe Bulova can take a gander if they would like to use maybe a different Mecha Quartz in future models. But I believe they pretty much exclusively use Miyota movements. Not exclusively, but they do use Miyota. I know it's in the Oceanographer. The 8215 automatic Miyota movement is in the Oceanographer. So, yeah, I mean, just something to look at. No real complaints. So the indices are all applied today, all highly polished. Really a great looking cream colored dial. If you can kind of see, it almost resembles wood, like you would see on a surfboard. So that's kind of cool. The cream color, you know, it's not going to be to everybody's taste, but I think it looks pretty neat. So the hour and minute hand, really good looking hands, white with a little bit of orange and some lume on the end of the hand. I'm assuming that's homaging like a buoy marker or maybe like a lifeguard tower or something that you would see if you were at the beach. So that's pretty cool in my book. And speaking of the lume, let's have a gander. So there you go with the lume. Not really great. I'm not sure what type of lume they're using on this watch, but the lume pip obviously glows very, very brightly, but the indices and the hands, a little bit to be desired there, especially for a 200-meter watch if you're going to possibly take this diving, even though it's not, it's not a dive watch. So taking a look at the rubber strap, it is a rubber Tropic strap. It looks really neat. I like that there's not really any dedicated holes for you to size this watch up with, so you could really put the clasp all the way down to the end if you wanted up on the watch. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe if you're like you're gonna hook it on something ocean related. That was dumb. I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know. Yeah. So the clasp is going to be a double pusher butterfly clasp today. I know a lot of guys don't like butterfly clasps, butterfly clasp is actually a very hard word to say. Try saying it 5 times fast. I'm not going to do it here for you today. But the quality of it, it's okay. It does its job. I haven't had an issue or anything with it yet, but to clasp it on up, you just do that, and then you tuck the excess. Boy, I gotta get some different size gloves. I'm still using these stupid child size gloves that I found because I couldn't find adult size when I went to, I got them at Party City, which is also probably dumb. But yeah, look, I can't even get that to fit right. But anyway, no, it works. Trust me. It's just these gloves are too small for my hands, and I can't operate it. But I'd rather you see that than look at my ugly fingers. So what do I like about this watch? Well, I think the retro style of it really is cool. I love chronographs from the 1960s, early 1970s, or really any watch from that time period. I just think they have a charm that's all their own. And I think that's captured pretty well here. Bulova's really been knocking it out of the park lately in regards to their re-releases. And I just think, it really looks fantastic. I like the hands. I love the way the hour and the minute hand is done. I think it really pops. The chronograph hand looks fantastic, which I need to tell you how to stop it. So to stop it, you simply push the top button, and then to reset the bottom button. And it will fly around there back to its position, as is pretty much tradition for a quartz chronograph movement. I like the bezel action. I think it's really well done. Good resistance there, no problem. I think the aluminum looks great. The red accent, it looks really great in contrast to the black. I also like that this is 200 meters of water resistance, so I think you can take this, obviously surfing in the ocean, anything you want to do with it. I think it will hold its own pretty good. I also like this boxed, little kind of box dome sapphire crystal. It sits up above the bezel, so you do have you know, it is a little exposed there, but, you know, being sapphire, it's not going to scratch. But as far as impacts and stuff go, there isn't a whole lot of protection there. So that kind of reminds me of what they did with the Bulova Lunar Pilot, because that's just a domed sapphire crystal, or a boxed sapphire crystal that has no protection at all. And I've heard of guys chipping some sapphire off there. But also a signed crown, which I forgot to mention, looks really neat. For me, I think the star of the show of this particular watch is this Tropic strap. This is one of the most comfortable straps that I have encountered in my travels of watch related journeys. It's extremely comfortable, very flexible. It looks fantastic. When you're wearing the watch, you don't even notice you're wearing the watch on your wrist because it is just so comfortable. Just an outstanding job. A lot of companies just will really focus on the watch and really nothing else, but I think Bulova here has really taken it up a notch with this kind of quality of strap. I really think it's great. So what do I not like about this watch? Well, this colorway is pretty ugly. I know I said I liked the dial, and I do. And I like the orange accents on the hands, and I do. But that doesn't match with that red Coke bezel there. That is just not a good choice, in my opinion. The other colorways, there's a Pepsi, which I think works a little bit better, and there's also an orange one, and I think the orange one really is the star if you're going to pick one up. I think that one looks fantastic, but yeah, I mean, not a whole lot not to like about this watch, other than, you know, of course, the lume, it's lacking, but, you know, this is one that you're going to be wearing out for some fun in the sun, you know, very retro. I mean, it's just something you'd wear on a, you know, when you're doing a barbecue over the summer, just something really cool, eye-catching, and I think it's a conversation piece for sure. And so there it is, zoomed out from my 7¼ inch wrist. I think this watch just really wears well. The 47 mil lug-to-lug, it is a little long probably for some wrists. Mine, I think it works just about okay. In the 40mm case, just about the right size. They could have gone wrong and done like a 42 or a 44. They didn't do it. Again, this strap, super, super comfortable. I love it. Yeah, guys, I think you'd be happy with this one, but be very careful about the colorway. I think go with that orange one. Definitely the way to go. I will see you next time.